Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from Mia Inner Light, and we are live at Kardec Radio. So we are streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and the radio app. So welcome to all of you that are listening to us live or will be listening to us later on in the recording. So our program has switched from 9 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So this is a new time because at 9 p.m. we are actually doing a new program. So we are doing the God at Home, a short meditation, and the irradiation spiritual treatment. So it's a lot of new things, but all very, very good things, very important, especially to this pandemic time that we all need a little extra boost. So it's very good that we are able to expand our studies and expand our focus on something good and positive, because negative things are everywhere. We do not need to focus on those. So forget about those and let's focus on what is good. So if you are new to this study, this is the book that we study. What is Spiritism? It's a thin book. It's like a summary that Kardec did. He pinpoints things that are very important that to people that absolutely doesn't know anything about Spiritism, and to the ones who know a lot, but sometimes they don't know how to express themselves or how to properly answer questions, to people that genuinely has doubts, or people that genuinely likes to attack what they don't know. And this is what we are studying right now. The chapter 1, it's called the Critic. And the critique is like a summary of all people that like to criticize a lot of things. And they have no idea what it is, but they like to criticize. So they criticize because they don't like it. They criticize because their friends are saying something that negatives and they agree with that. So there are so many different ways why people criticize, and not just Spiritism. Everything is being criticized a lot nowadays because of social media. Every single human being has a phone, who has access to some kind of social media, and many times people feel empowered to put their opinion. But that's exactly what it is their personal opinion. And their personal opinion does not mean they are 100% sure of certain things. You know, it's like, that's exactly what Kardec is explaining in chapter 1. For you to criticize something, you have to have a broad knowledge of that subject. You need to understand that subject really, really good. When you are a specialist on something, then you can put your opinion, even if there will be specialists that will not agree with each other. They will think this, and those other ones are going to think that, but at least all of them understand deeply of a certain subject. It's not just like, oh, I think this, but what I think doesn't really matter because I'm not a specialist on that subject. So this is exactly what Kardec is telling to all of us. Oh, now I think I put it too short. Like this is good. I don't know why I'm a little dark, but okay, it's good. Hello, Matthew. How are you? I'm happy. It seems your electricity is back. Please let me know. I know you're in Texas and things there are very tough. Hello, Saul. Saul this year, you're lucky until now because you don't have issues with the snow of our electricity, isn't it? I remember, don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, you had the bigger problems with it. But my friends, we are ready into 5 minutes, and this study is very short because 9 p.m. we immediately start the other one. So let's move on. I will do a very quick prayer and we dive in the study. Dear God, thank you so much for bringing us here tonight. Continue our studies, continue our understanding of Spiritism. Please guide all of us, inspire all of us to open up our minds and fully understand what we'll be studying tonight. Please stay with us. Help us to connect with the enlightened spirits, and so be it. Very good, very good. Yeah, it's back. Very good. I'm happy, Matthew. So, my friends, I like to share with you the book. So, there are people that like to read a little bit. So, let's read and comment at the same time. So, we stopped on page 58, as you can see here. So, I will read and I will comment little by little. So Kardec, no, this is still the comments of Kardec that he's talking to this critique. So he's saying, we in no way reproach those who do not think as we do. He's saying, I don't worry that you don't agree with my thoughts regarding spiritism. It is good. It's good to have people with different opinions so we can have conversations. What Kardec was saying is that he does not agree with people attacking spiritism, for example, if they have no idea what they are talking about. It's like you are attacking something just because you don't like it, but you don't understand it. And then he continues, people judge matters for their own point of view and do not all draw the same conclusions from the most obvious facts. So this is what I just mentioned. There are two groups of people that are specialists in the same item, but maybe group A thinks something and group B thinks something different. But at least they are specialists in that subject. So to sum it all up, people are perfectly free to approve or criticize the principles of Spiritism. The first requirement of being a critique is not to talk about things one knows nothing about. So this is what I just mentioned. If you are a critic, you need to know what you will be criticizing. Very important. So the second question, another question from the visitor. Could we go back to the moving and talking tables? Sorry. Mightn't they have been rigged beforehand? So he's saying, let's talk about the turning table movement. I think they were all fake. And then Kardec says, if fraud is demonstrated, then it is charlatanism. So Kardec knew there were a lot of people playing. Let me just change like this so you guys can see me. I'm already so dark. So Kardec knew there were a lot of people playing with the turning table movement, pretending to be mediums, pretending they could really talk to the spirits. But most of those who were pretending to do these things, they were asking for money. They were not doing this just because of no reason. They were doing it because they were asking for money and faking it. So he knew this. So what he's saying is like, if you find something that is lying, then it is a fraud and it is a charlatanism. And he agreed with it. He agreed. Yes, it is a possibility to have charlatans doing this. So pointing out such abuses help to prevent them and renders a service to Spiritism. But to generalize such accusations, to cast over a large number of respectable individuals the reproof that only a few isolated individuals deserve is an abuse of a different sort. It is slander. So he is saying that yes, there are few individuals doing it, they are abusing it. It is wrong. But to say that every single person that talks about the turning table movement are liars, this is not true, because Kardec knew it was real when he himself asked the questions through thought. He did not even say anything, through thought, and the spirits answered him. So continue. The visitor asks another question. A well-known surgeon has discovered that when certain individuals contract a tendon in their leg, noise similar to what you attribute to the tables appears. So this is one of the very funny theories from the past. So I even marked it here. So this is the theory called Crackling tendon theory, and you can have a lot of information of it in the Medium's book, Part 1, Chapter 4. So there, Kardec really talks about this theory. So in the past, there were many different theories created to prove and disprove spiritism, mediumship, and many other things that were being discovered. So this crackling table was a famous doctor who discovered in certain individuals, very, very few percentage of individuals, they could make a noise, and a very similar noise attributed to the tables when the tables started moving. But then we are going to go on, and Kardec is going to pinpoint all the differences, and we are going to be able to be more enlightened in it. So let's go. First, disability has been regarded as exceptional. That's what I said. Not everybody can do it. I can't do it. So only certain individuals, very small number, could do it. Second, 2-3 hours straight, because it produces nothing but pain and fatigue. So he is saying, imagine these individuals making these noises for 2 to 3 hours straight, because that's how long were the mediumistic meetings that Kardec participated. Can you imagine 2-3 hours if it's really some kind of a noise that the physical body is doing? That's very hard. And there he goes. Third, the doors and the walls in which raps have been heard. So how can someone make a noise through the physical body, but someone can walk to the door and put the ear there and hear the noise at the door? So a little strange. If it's a person doing, how the noise can be there? It's like a physical phenomenon. And then he continues. Fourth, the crackling tendon, marvelous ability of moving a heavy table. So how can a crackling tendon move a very heavy table, lifting it and keeping it suspended in the air without any point of support? So if you read the Spiritist magazine, that's actually called the Spiritist Review, I have one here. Let me bring my camera back again. So this is the Spiritist Review. This is the 1858. Look how thick it is. It's super, super thick book. And this one has 500. Whoa. Hold on. Let me see. 587 pages. So it's almost 600 pages. And this is the magazine. This is the review, a collection of all the mediumistic meetings that Kardec participated in the year of 1858. So during the whole year, he participated, he wrote all about this, and now we have it in English version. So this is Really, really good. So in this book, we have this phenomena being described, that the table starts moving, a super heavy mahogany table, who knows wood knows it's very heavy, and it's being lifted. And sometimes it goes to the ceiling of the living room, and people could walk underneath. And suddenly, sometimes the spirit just drop it. So how can a crackling a tendon do this? That's what Kardec is trying to tell him. And then he continues. Oops, he observed an abnormal physiological condition in a few individuals who had never even concerned themselves with wrapping tables. So he's talking about the doctor. So this doctor observed this very special condition in very few people. But these people, they were never even involved with any type of mediumistic meeting, any type of turning table movement. So he's like, the doctor is making a correlation that does not necessarily exist. So let's move on to another question. So the visitor comes. The turning table fad has passed. So it passed. No one cares about it anymore. So he's basically telling Kardec, nobody even talks about it. This is not important anymore. What do you think about? And then Kardec said, well, because the turning tables led to something even more serious. They led to an entire science, an entire philosophical doctrine, which is of much greater interest for thinking individuals. So Kardec is saying, like, there is no need to have turning table movements anymore, because the turning table movement was just a wake-up call. So this wake-up call happened, and all the people that are interested in understanding why they were moving, it's already working, it's already researching, it's already participating. And that's where I am, Kardec, that's where I am there. And then Kardec says, for frivolous persons, they were just a pastime, a game that they put aside once they had had enough. So Kardec is saying, to the people that were just using this as a game, it's past. They are not very interested in it anymore. So don't worry about the 30 table movements. It's fun. It's fine. It's almost like nowadays. Nowadays, it's very, very difficult for any mediumistic meeting happen with where the spirits are able to donate ectoplasm to make a spirit to actually solidify. Let me bring my camera again. So nowadays, it's very rare when a mediumistic meeting can have a medium to donate fluids to be able to make a spirit physically, for a spirit to be physically viewed by everyone, the ones who are mediums and the ones who are not, because of many different reasons. Let me just remove this thing here. For many different reasons, because first of all, a medium, to be able to do it, is a medium of physical effects. It's a very rare medium. It's a mediumship that will require the medium to be in a state of sleep, and his ectoplasm is going to be coming out of his nose, his mouth, and his ears. So from all his pores will be coming this fluidic white ectoplasm that will be donated in enough quantity to be able to make a spirit to appear to others. Nowadays, it is rare because people do not need to see spirits to believe in it. In the past, it was very important. People were still in the thing, if I don't see, I don't believe. But nowadays, exactly like Kardec mentioned with the turning tables, nowadays there are millions of people that understand mediumship. They understand it is possible. It is possible to communicate with the spirits. So these are things that the continuing process of evolution. Everything evolves. We are evolving. Our planet is evolving, and also the spirit is moving, is also evolving. So this is something really, really good. Let me see here. Saul said a precious book. Yes, Saul, it's a whole collection. The 1858 is the first Spiritist review, but there are other ones. Hello, Nora. Very nice to have you here. I miss you. Okay, my friends, this has to be really quick study because I need to switch to my other one. So if you are here, please join us again in less than 10 minutes. We are going to be studying the God at Home. If you still haven't done the God at Home in your house, then it's even more important. You have to join us. So you are not doing by yourself, whatever you leave right now, but you will be doing with us. It's really good. And if you read the books from the Spirit Andrea Lewis, you know that this God at Home is a very, very good protection for your home, for your family, even if you live alone, because it really is almost like a dome put around your residence, protecting it, forbidding the negative spirits from coming in. So this is what happens. Like you have a hard day, you are out and you come home and you're like, it's so good to be home. Of course, it's always good to be home, but when it's a very good environment, you will feel the difference. And that's what the God at Home does. So when we finish the God at Home, we have a super, super short meditation. It's only 7 minutes. It's only to calm our minds, relax our bodies. The idea would be that you could have your eyes shut all the time. So you're not looking at other pages. You're not looking at your phone. So you will be focused there with us. And then I will start the irradiation. And the irradiation is that moment that you will be thinking about people that you love, people that already passed, people that are in the spiritual realm, family members, friends who are sick, you yourself that might be sick, maybe not physically, but maybe of your mind, maybe you're stressed. So we will have just like 10 minutes that we will be calming our minds, focusing on the enlightened spirits and spreading these good vibrations to all the people that we love and that we will be connected. So please join us in 9 o'clock. Let's close this one with a quick prayer, and I will see you next week to the study again. God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for bringing us together to this study, enlightening our minds with the wonderful characteristics of Kardec, with his wisdom in all his answers. Help us to be able to be like this one day, answering to others, not only related to Spiritism, but sometimes to aspects of life that others can't understand, and maybe they are easier and they are something more connecting to us, so we might be able to help others. Please stay with us now and always. So be it. Very good, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I will see you in 5 minutes. Not next week. In 5 minutes. Bye-bye. Thank you.